I'm just going to try to do a short video on the subject of being poisoned with mold, toxic chemicals, air, food, water, beverages, whatever. There's like 7,000 toxic chemicals in our atmosphere now, or maybe 70,000. And I have my first attack. I was 6 years old, and I'm 80. And I skied today, but I had a lot of trouble skiing because yesterday I got gas fumes. But back in 84, I lost all memory and brain damaged from mold, and I never knew that it was mold because I'd been taking attacks all my life, and I still was able to work even though my legs crippled. My brain was like 100%, and I couldn't read, write, couldn't comprehend, couldn't make a sentence. I didn't even know who I was. I couldn't even remember myself, to tell you the truth. And that's a whole nother story. But the point is that today I have identified over a 37-year period almost all chemicals. And I joined several groups, in particular the toxic mold group is really wonderful. It's one of the few that is monitored really well, and it doesn't allow people to be jerks. Because I had to remove myself from three health groups because there was just too many people who were there just to create arguments. And you know, when you're struggling with toxemia and you're trying to get well, you haven't got time for it doesn't help you. People who are there just to be argumentative. And what I'm really concerned about right now is that diet. I don't see enough people talking about diet. In all the health groups, they talk about, for instance, how to get rid of the mold, and if it's a home full of mold, well, I'm not going to talk about that's very complicated. But if you've only had a small exposure and you're out of the mold, which I was until 1995, but I still couldn't retain memory. And so I did research on diets for disease control. Okra reversed my brain damage, but I still had to relearn. And I was left with immune deficiencies and multiple chemical hypersensitivities. And so that I have to use a gas mask since 1986, and I should have been in it all my life. From toxic fumes from traffic, gas, oil, and diesel. You know, that's not carrot juice. And it causes cancer and causes all kinds of diseases. But our medical system is not training doctors to treat us for being poisoned. So we're kind of a self-help group. We have to help ourselves. But very simply, I use okra. I have tried thousands of detoxes going back 2,000 years because the Romans were really good at poisoning themselves with food binging and alcoholism and drug addiction, and then they would detox. And that's a system that is used by Finland and a lot of people, the saunas and stuff. But I reached a point where saunas made me sick, and fasting made me sick, and the water detoxing made me sick. So the point is that every time since 1995, 1,000 times that I've been poisoned, pesticide poisoning, mold that was on prunes, mold that was on energy bars, mold that was in my bathroom, gas fumes yesterday. Okra has reversed all of it. And mainly my diet is organic except for okra because I can't get organic okra. And okra is on the green list. It doesn't require a lot of pesticides to grow. In fact, it can grow really well. It grows wild in lots of places without pesticides. And technically it's a herb, it's not a food. And you have to use it raw. And your diet should be as organic as possible. No beef, because beef is really hard to digest. And I'm talking about cleansing your body. And the other part is that you've got to get in clean air, such as a wilderness park, and even 5 minutes in clean air. I like to go to a wilderness park by a lake, or in the winter I cross-country ski. But we need more information and more help on diets for disease control, because not everybody can follow my diet. I'm not allergic to aspirin, and I don't have kidney disease because I've been on a clean diet since I was 25 years old. Seventh-day Adventists helped me, and I was mainly vegetarian. Now, with time, and I'm 80, my digestive system has been slowly collapsing because of pesticides, and every time I get poisoned, I get a little worse and a little worse, you know. So, I mean, there's only so much that I can control. I had smoke fumes in my bedroom, and now I've got everything wrapped in bubble wrap. I'm not allergic to plastic, and I'm not allergic to Wi-Fi, and I'm not allergic to electricity. But those people are getting no help at all. So I just wanted to have a brief conversation that people should be sharing more about diet for disease control. And the cancer diet, Cancers of America, fruits and vegetables, that works for a lot of people, except if you're diabetic. So, you know, you have to really adjust your diet and your lifestyle to function in a world that is extremely poisoned. And I just wanted to mention that you can reverse brain damage, most of it. You can detoxify safely. So please try to talk about the diet more. And, you know, there's research that says that organic beet juice will give you more oxygen supply to your brain. I don't know that that's true, but I do it anyway because it's not doing me any harm. I do know that activated charcoal didn't do a thing for me, and okra does. So let's talk more about diet, people, and God bless.